was okay, actually. I'd done a lot with children. I'd done a certain amount with animals, and I certainly agree with the animal bit. But, of course, they're not precisely children. They are, you know, when you work with a real little child, the age of appeal to his rationality doesn't begin until he's about 7. You know, beyond that, he just kind of loons about the place. Well, these kids now are much older than that, and they are, in effect, young adults. And I decided very early on, I met them all while we were in pre-production, so I met them months before we started to shoot, and to find out about them, really. And I felt that they could be treated as young adults rather than as children. Indeed, it would probably, because they're all very bright, would be catastrophic to treat them as children. But there was then a problem, and the problem was both with them and with all of the other kids in the cast. The problem was that, of course, you're adult, you're quite an old bloke, and they are very nicely behaved, well-mannered children who are prepared to be absolutely professional and buttoned down, and so what would you like us to do, sir? And the whole thing collapsed on the sir, because I didn't want them like that at all. What I wanted collaborators. I wanted kids who would kind of play and be as disruptive and anarchic as I knew kids should be. And so I had to make that, and one of the ways that I did it was to literally have a fight with one of them. There's a scene in the movie where 2 characters have a fight, and the whole school, hundreds of people, all gather around and scream, "Fight, fight, 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 fight!" And these guys were not doing it. They were sort of pussycats, and they were playing at it. And finally, I grabbed one and fought with him. At which point, the scales came off everybody else's eyes, and they thought, this guy is a lunatic, and he's ridiculous, and by the way, you probably aren't going to know what he's going to do from moment to moment, so we better watch out. And that broke down all the barriers, and everything was fine after that.
Great.